record. And Shawn, I know that you were the one that helped fund this movie for the most part. What's the story behind that?
Well, I own a production company, as I mentioned earlier, and I've always wanted to do films. I actually did my first indie feature film back in, I shot it in 1999 and released it in 2000, and then just kept doing corporate work and writing other screenplays. And when 2012 came about, I was doing super well in my corporate video business. But in July, my two oldest sons went to a Christian camp, and the next day after that, my second son passed away due to a drowning. And
Sorry about that.
thank you so much. What was really cool is that he loved the Lord, and he had a really good relationship with Jesus, and it was apparent the way that he lived his life, the way that he talked, and but in the process of all that, there was some responsibility to be taken. There's things that were allowed that shouldn't have been allowed, that led to the drowning, and so we pursued the insurance money on that, and were able to get that, but it wasn't something that we're just frivolously going to spend. We wanted to be very wise with it, and so two of the things that we wanted to do was to preserve his memory within our family, and we did that in some particular ways. But the other was to invest in projects that were his heart, and since he was very much just pursuing the Lord, and we wanted to honor him through it. And so if you watch the film, he is credited as a sole executive producer of the film, and that was really cool to be able to do. So that's how the film came about. From the funding standpoint, what also happened is, I had not done a film in 12, 14 years. And so I kind of wanted to get back into it. I had bought a Red camera, which is a digital cinema camera used on Hobbit and a lot of other movies. And I used corporate dollars to buy that camera to do corporate projects, but also in mind to do films. So I didn't want to do anything too ambitious, kind of get my feet wet again. And Scott had sent me the play on DVD, I believe, and I thought, you could actually do this film in a short amount of time because you don't have tons of locations. It was kind of ideal, not a whole lot of actors that you'd have to gather and put together. So that's when I approached him, and he sent me the play script. I rewrote it for the screen. The script ended up being too short for a movie.
Yeah.
So I added the whole storyline with Lori, and then that's where the Rodney Piper's character came in to that addition to it as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, I must say that Shawn, when he's adapting somebody else's material, is very gracious to the person who originally conceived it. One of the reasons why we shared writing credit was because the entire time Shawn was adapting my first draft, and I had tried to write screenplays before, so I basically just copied down the play script and then put it into a rough screenplay form. The one change I made was in my original play, the characters I was locked up with was a mother and a daughter, because I was kind of using who I had at the time, and then Jeremy and Jordan Steele, who played the twins in the movie, were two brothers who wanted to work with us, and we didn't think we were going to get another chance, so I said, Shawn, let's adapt it for them. So I made the change to brothers, but other than that, I just copied down the original thing, and like you said, it came up short. But the entire time Shawn was improving the dialogue, adding the Laurie storyline, he always would send me the latest copy to go over. And he was always saying, is this okay with you? And he would let me throw in my 2 cents from time to time. What if you do this or that? And I ended up making a contribution or two to that storyline, as well as the Detective Tilton with Bob Shepard. And it was, I've told people it was collaboration at its finest. So rather than being nitpicked, there would have been a time where I would have said, well, I came up with the story, so it should be story by Scott Galbraith, screenplay by both of us. And he was like, well, I could put, based on the play by Scott. And finally, I was like, this is ridiculous, okay? We both worked on this. Let's just share writing credit. Let's just say the two of us wrote it together, because that's what we did. So but it was a great collaboration, and it was not the first script we collaborated on, and I'm thankful to say we've collaborated on 2 scripts since then, one of which has been produced, which is Lucifer and the Father. And I don't think we're going to be done anytime soon, I'm happy to say.
Hopefully you guys stay together and keep working for a long time. And I know you, Scott, were one of the stars of the movie too, as well as in the short series you're working on.
Yeah. I'm a professional entertainer by trade. I do magic shows for kids' parties. I started a cosplay group called the Mario Players during the pandemic, and that ended up being great timing. We're now getting requests left and right because of the movie. I expected the movie to either be kind of popular or bomb like the live-action one with Bob Hoskins did, because it had been delayed 3 times. I was not expecting that the Super Mario movie would break all of the animated film records and be a billion-dollar film. And so my Mario Facebook page is now a lot more, people are a lot more active on it since the movie came out. So, I do those kind of, but because I do all those things, like for example, I run the Mario group, but I also play Mario myself. I've tried to the best of my ability. I just can never seem to just be in charge of anything. I want to participate. You know what I mean? I'm that person who just does what. Now, thankfully, when I was younger, I was one of those people who thought, I'll do everything myself. But as you grow older, you learn where your shortcomings are and stuff. And after seeing people like Shawn in action, or Alec Caggiano, who directed Dark Disciple, which was the first film that I was in, I realized something very quickly, and that is, I'm not a film director. I'm not a film director, and I learned. People have asked me what my biggest lesson. I once had a person ask me, what was my biggest lesson from doing Reconciler? Well, when I was in high school, I never got cast in the lead roles of the musicals. I was always cast as the character actor, and I was always so upset that I never got a chance. So when Reconciler rolled around, I was like, Shawn, I want to play the role I played in the play. Can I please do that? And he was like, sure. And after 3 days of shooting, I was exhausted, and I watched the movie, and I said to myself, wow, that was really good. My teacher was right. I'm not a leading man. I am more character actor, and it's you learn, but at the same time, I still always want to participate. I'm a lot better now at, if we're pursuing a project, I will still want to be in a project, but I won't always want to be like the main lead. Like in the case of Lucifer and the Father, there was no way I was casting myself as God. No way. No way. Because I wanted someone who was older and wiser and was a father as well, because, God is a father. And Bob Shepard, who had played Detective Tilk in Reconciler, was a veteran actor with more than 100 credits to his name. And I was like, okay, if I want to, the best way to up my game would be to put myself opposite somebody with that kind of credentials. And so I was, because playing evil is very easy. Okay, playing evil. I think that it's easier to play a bad guy than it is to play the epitome of goodness that God is. And I was like, Shawn, I will play Lucifer myself and Lucifer and the Father, but I think we need someone like Bob. And thankfully, Bob wanted to do it, and he did a great job at it too. And I'm hoping that we can get the series up and running so he can do it a couple more times, because I really enjoyed working with him. We became friends on Reconciler, but we didn't share any screen time. So it was a long time coming that we got a chance to work together again, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, I actually thought you did a really good job as Lucifer in the pilot episode that's already up on YouTube, which, by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I did recommend it in a review over it in the second Reconciler review I did. So if you haven't checked this out yet, I highly recommend Lucifer and the Father. There's only one up right now, but Scott actually did a really good job as Lucifer, and yeah, you actually learn to love to hate him in that one.
When I did a screening for my church, the last thing I said before the movie rolled, I said, now everybody, I just want to let you all know, if you don't completely despise me while you're watching this, I didn't do my job.
Now, there is something else I was thinking about last night before we got started on this, and it is another thing that introduced me to this movie was I started running into reviews just browsing YouTube, and this is a question for both of you guys, because I didn't get the Saw vibe. How did it feel when people started calling you guys a Saw knockoff?
Shawn, I've been talking a lot. I'll pass that one to you.
How did it become that? Was that the question? Or?
How did it make you guys feel when that came up? Because if I would have been a filmmaker, that probably would have either upset me or gave it a thumbs up for all the attention it got just for that.
No, I'll take it. If there's people that are going to watch it because of that or because it has some similarities, and actually I'm kind of amused by it because it's not, but it's not a horror film. It's it's a suspense film, really. But I guess in a way, so is Saw. It has some of those elements. I don't know. It doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I think just the opposite. I'm glad that there's references to that. We didn't come up with it, but I think it's good. I think if anything that helps engage people, especially as someone who wants to make films that that you want to impact people, to walk away with something. With Reconciler, Scott and I really wanted people to think when they finish watching the film. It's like, we've had people say, after watching this, I called my son, who I haven't talked to in a long time. And so if we can, I don't want to say help improve society through our films, or at least get people to think about certain things. And I think that's what you do with film. You get films that just preach too much or whatever, and you lose the ability to impact people because people just tune it out. But if you can get them to go, and jar something, or get them, through the process of thinking differently about something, I think that's what we're going for. And if they want to attribute this to Saw, great. They'll watch it and go, well, it wasn't quite Saw, but,
that and Rowdy Piper's name were the two big things that got me to check the movie out, because it was my day off and I was looking for something to relax to. And it's like, well, what's new online? And I started browsing YouTube and I came across those reviews and I'm like, Christian Saw with Rowdy Piper? I definitely want to check that one out. And
it worked.
Yeah, it didn't give me the Saw vibe, and Rowdy Piper wasn't actually a star. It was more a cameo, but it was still worth it, especially after I saw that it was his final film. And as a huge Piper fan, I want to say thank you for giving us that final moment with them on screen.
Yeah. Then the outtakes we chop off one of the twins' hands, but we
as a way of mocking all the Saul comments.
Well, actually, Mike, to answer your question, I can honestly say the person who kind of started all these reviews is a Canadian comedian named Curtis Connors, who really did the most in-depth comparison and making fun of our film. And he even pointed out some of my magician videos, actually. And first of all, I'm amazed he found the thing. Because, for a long time, it just goes to show how much better distribution it is now that we're on Christian movies. I guess you could say it stung a little bit. I understand that there's, really no more original movies left. I mean, we had two films about the White House getting taken over come out in the same year. You know, White House Down.
Excuse
and
me,
Civil War.
I gotta